Today I'll be sharing how to make Black Forest brownies. For the ingredients, we need 170 grams or 3/4 cup of butter, 1 cup of plain flour, 60 grams of semi-sweet baking chocolate or chocolate melts, 50 grams of Dutch processed cocoa powder, 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 eggs, half a teaspoon salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda. You will need 1 can of cherry pie filling, but I make my own since I can't buy cherry pie filling in here. If you want to make your own cherry pie filling, I'll put the link in the description box on how to make this. We also need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So to begin, line your cake pan with parchment paper on the bottom and then spray the side with oil or brush it with oil. Combine the flour, baking soda, salt, and Dutch processed cocoa powder. Give it a mix and set this aside. We will sift this later. Preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Heat-proof bowl, combine the butter and the baking chocolate. I'm going to melt this in a double boiler, but you can melt this in the microwave. So once the butter is almost melted, remove it from the heat. The residual heat will fully melt the butter. Use a whisk to do this process. Add the brown sugar. Mix until it's well combined. Check if the mixture is hot. If it's lukewarm, you can add the eggs one at a time, whisking in each addition. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now we can sift in the dry ingredients. Now it's time to mix the brownie batter. The secret to a fudgy brownies is not over mixing the brownie batter. So stop as soon as everything is just combined. And this is now ready. I am using a large cupcake pan, but you can use 8x8 cake pan, or you can make this in a smaller cupcake pan. It's just the baking time will change. So add half of the butter into the cupcake pan. Again, this is a larger type of brownie. Then add the cherry pie filling. I'm adding 2 cherries, but you can do up to 4. Then mix this using a skewer. Add more brownie butter to fully cover the cherries. So it's about 3/4 of the way full. Then continue doing this until you finish the batter. All in all, with large cupcake size, I made about 12, but you can make a lot if you use the small cupcake pan. And then bake this in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 25 minutes, or until when you insert the skewer in the middle and the skewer comes out clean. Let this cool down completely. Make the chocolate disc. Melt 150 grams of semi-sweet chocolate melts. I melt this in the microwave using 15 seconds interval. Spread the chocolate evenly. And just before it's set, using a cookie cutter, we will cut circles. I'm using scallop circle. Then remove the circles that we made. This is the leftover chocolate melts that I used from the previous video. I'm going to melt these too. So I have 12 cherries or 14 cherries that I cut in half. Then I'm putting them side by side on the top of the chocolate disc that we made. So I melt the green chocolate and then I'm just piping some branches to make a cherry decoration. This design I actually got from Google, but I make the process easier. Then continue making this until you finish up with all the chocolate disc. So the brownies have cooled down completely. I remove it from the cupcake tin. This is 1/4 plus 1 tablespoon of icing sugar, 1.5 of whipping cream, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So in a bowl, combine all the ingredients. By the way, the recipe or the ingredients will be listed in the description box. So using a handheld mixer, beat the cream until it reaches the peak stage using high speed. And this is now ready. Put this in a piping bag. I'm using a Tico 824 tip. Pipe the whipped cream on top of the brownies. Then in the center, add more cherry pie filling. Add the chocolate disc. And this is the finished product. I hope you give this a try. This is so easy to make and so delicious. I can guarantee that you're going to love this. And just to show you what it looks like inside, you can bite the chocolate directly, but since I'm cutting this, I'm removing it for the meantime. This is what it looks like after it's just finished cooling down. So if you really like the cherry pie filling, you can add more, because here you can't see it yet, but if you cut the other half, you will see the cherry. There it is. So you can add more cherry pie filling in the center. So I will show you now what it looks like once you refrigerate the brownies for about an hour. This is very fudgy. So I hope you give this a try. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.